Hey, welcome back. And today I want to talk about is Netflix a tech company or more like a media company? So let's just think about when Netflix first started. They was back then, probably a decade ago. I mean, when they started doing online streaming, it was very, very early. And in terms of technology, daytime definitely wasn't available. So they needed to build their own one. So I will say at that time they're definitely a tech company because they're building a state of the art streaming service. It's first of its kind, and it's super hard to make it work as a scale. And also, you need to make sure the streaming is not laggy because daytime the bandwidth, like also the hardware on the client side, even like in the cloud side, also not that good. So it takes a lot of effort to really make it work. So I would really say at that time it's really really a tech oriented company. You need to hire they needed to hire the best tech talents in terms of technology. That's really really the tech company. But over time, I think after maybe a decade until like these recent 3 years, the streaming service, the foundation, the infrastructure they have already built. And definitely you can argue that they continue adding more features, but those features are not a core feature. The core feature of Netflix was uh, the streaming service to making sure everyone using Netflix can have a stable and high quality videos to watch. That's their first priority. And their second feature was recommender systems, and that was also quite complete since 3 years ago. So that in terms of technology, they already like laying out all the foundation they needed 3 or 4 years ago. And after that, I would say after 2016, 2017, it's it's become more like the media company. It's like the Hollywood type company because the majority of their advantage are coming from they have exclusive videos, series, movies like Netflix original, or they sign a contract with some other like cable TVs to get more and more content, then use that to attract users. So it's really becoming more like a media company. The focal point of their company already shifted to the media part. It's more about how you can negotiate with actors, how you can negotiate with directors to make sure you can like produce a lot more quality Netflix originals. And that's definitely the trend of Hollywood style operations. And the technology is already not their main focus. And I will also argue that over time, like now, those kind of streaming technologies is not as hard as it used to be if you want to build one. So there are a lot of alternatives coming up. I'm not talking about like Disney Plus or HBO Max. There's also some other service like a local service. They can provide a very good service as well. For example, where I live in Canada, I cannot subscribe a Netflix Max. Sorry, HBO Max, but there's a alternative called Craft. Their technology is not great. I can tell it's like still not even close to Netflix in terms of like stability and yeah other recommended features. But in terms of streaming alone, they can provide me at least very stable and high quality videos. And for the consumer, that's already more than enough. I don't really need the fancy recommender systems. It's good to have, but it's not a must have. But Netflix definitely have those advantages. But the advantage of those is not a really core advantage. they have. The really core advantage Netflix have now is exclusive content. And in the streaming service now, because the barrier to entry for the technology is already low, so almost every company, if they have enough capital, they can build. Maybe you don't really have that much capital. Maybe you just have like $100 million to start. Then you can already build a very, very decent services. And you can serve at least one country or two. Let's say 100 million population, that kind of country, at least. And what really makes the streaming service stand out now I'm talking 2020, is exclusive content. How much content that you have, the other people don't have. And how to produce this kind of content is to negotiate or to really film the series, movies for your own brand. And that's definitely Hollywood kind of things. You need to have good creators, good actors, good directors, that kind of things. Good plots, good like original stories. So, and also IP like Disney Plus. They definitely not, their technology definitely not even close to Netflix, but they have very strong IPs like their franchise, Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney things. That's their advantage. And Netflix now also have a lot of their content advantage. If you remove those content advantage from Netflix, they only leave them their technology advantage. They will not be able to really compete with the rest of people, the rest of competitors. That's what I believe. So Netflix now, the answer for this title, Netflix now is not really the technology focused company. I mean, I'm not really sure how they define themselves, but at least what I see them is they are more media oriented company, and they should be, because otherwise they will not really have competitive advantages. Okay, that's all for today. If you would like to receive more technology analysis like this, don't forget to subscribe. I analyze these kind of things every other day. So hope I can see you next time. Hope you come back. And other than that, take care.